For the first time in history, a battlefield position was captured without a single human soldier entering the fight, only robots and drones. Imagine capturing enemy soldiers and taking a fortified position without a single Ukrainian soldier stepping foot on the battlefield. No infantry, zero losses on Ukraine's side. This actually happened in Ukraine's Kharkiv region. The 3rd Separate Assault Brigade pulled off what many are calling the first fully unmanned assault in modern warfare. President Zelensky himself highlighted it as a historic milestone. But here is the big question everyone is asking. Were these Ukrainian forces using robot swarm technology? The answer is no. And today I'm going to explain exactly why, and what the operation really means for the future of warfare. Here is what went down. Ukrainian forces used a coordinated mix of first-person view, or FPV, aerial drones for reconnaissance, strikes, overwatch, plus unmanned ground vehicles, or UGVs, including kamikaze platforms. Specific systems involved include ground robots like the Vatel, Termit, Adult, Viz, Simi, Protector, Warrior, and others. In this operation, 4 Taihan kamikaze UGVs, each loaded with around 30 kilograms of explosive, advanced on Russian positions. FPV drones provide real-time intelligence and strikes from above, while the ground robots destroyed fortifications and closed in on bunkers. When a second robot approached the damaged position, the surviving enemy soldiers held up a sign saying they wanted to surrender. They literally gave up to a machine to avoid being blown up. No Ukrainian infantry took part in the assault itself. The position was seized and prisoners were captured entirely remotely. This is being described as the first confirmed case in modern warfare where enemy terrain was taken exclusively by unmanned systems, without a single Ukrainian soldier on the ground, and with zero losses on Ukraine's side. It is groundbreaking. It shows how Ukraine is using robots and drones to save lives amid intense fighting and manpower challenges. But let's be clear, this was not robot swarm technology. What Ukraine did was deploy a coordinated team of individual unmanned systems, a smart mix of flying FPV drones and ground robots, working together under human operators or small teams of operators. Each platform was largely controlled or directed separately, often through radio or Starlink links, with live FPV video feeds for real-time piloting. It was more like a combined arms unmanned operation, drones spotting and striking from the sky, while ground robots advanced, delivered explosive effects, or provided suppressive fire. Success still relies on skilled human operators coordinating everything from a safe distance. The system did not autonomously talk to each other, share data in real time, or self-organize like a flock of birds. If one robot failed or got jammed, the others did not automatically adapt or redistribute tasks. It was highly effective teamwork between machines and humans, but still very much human in the loop at the tactical level. So, what is the real difference between what happened here and a true robot swarm? In the Ukrainian operation, you had FPV drones acting as flying attackers, and ground robots moving toward the target, all remotely controlled by human operators sitting miles away. Almost like playing a very intense multiplayer video game. We could call this a remote-controlled robot team, or a coordinated unmanned assault. Multiple machines executing a plan, but mostly piloted or pre-programmed individually. It has limited autonomy and can be vulnerable if communications get disrupted by jamming. A true robot swarm is something completely different. It behaves like a flock of birds or a colony of ants. There is no single central controller micromanaging every move. Instead, dozens or even hundreds of autonomous platforms communicate with each other through mesh levels. They use onboard AI to make collective decisions, adapt dynamically. For example, if one drone or a robot is destroyed, the others instantly reroute or reassign roles and overwhelm defenses with minimal human input. One operator or even AI oversight simply sets a high-level goal, like "Here's the position," and the swarm figures out the details on its own. Think of it as a self-organizing robot team, or a bee colony with no single leader. To make it simple, Ukraine's system was like a multiplayer game controlled by humans. A true swarm is like a bee colony with no leader, intelligent, adaptive, and resilient. Why does this distinction matter so much? Today, in cases like this Ukrainian operation, humans still decide the targets and control most movements. That brings limitations, slower reaction times, and heavy dependence on uninterrupted communication links. In the future, with true robot swarms, the machines themselves will react instantly, adapt automatically, and keep operating even if some units are lost. To make real robot swarms possible on a large scale, we need technologies we don't fully have yet. Things like ultra-low latency, the ability to handle massive numbers of simultaneous connections, and real-time AI coordination across the battlefield. And this is exactly where 6G comes in. 6G could turn today's remote-controlled robot teams into true autonomous swarms that change everything about warfare and beyond. So, the historic operation we just talked about is not the final stage. It is just the beginning. In my next video, I will dive deep into exactly how 6G will enable true robot swarms, and why that will be a game changer, not just for military, but for many other fields too. If you are excited about how AI and emerging tech are unlocking new frontiers, make sure to hit like, subscribe to AI Unlocked Tech, and turn on notifications so you don't miss it. Drop a comment below. Do you think fully autonomous robot swarms will define the next decade of warfare? I would love to hear your thoughts. Thanks for watching. See you in the next one.